Do we have a status on Miss Bennett or Miss Pena?
Miss Bennett will be in today,
Okay.
but I'm not sure Miss Bennett would confirm that she will be, but I'm not sure.
Okay, I'll give her a couple more minutes. Everybody is awfully quiet.
Right now.
The countdown.
Calm down.
Each person's so much fun.
I guess we need to wait until 5:30. It's less than a minute now. Yeah.
Actually, it's cute.
Just not.
Thought you've seen that right.
I'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. If you would call the roll, please.
Mr. President,
Yeah, here.
Mr. Heflin,
Here.
Ms. Bennett, not in attendance, Mr. James,
Here.
Mr. Davis,
Here.
Mr. Watkins,
Here.
Ms. Pena. Here.
Okay. We have a quorum. If you would stand with me and we'll say the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I salute the flag of the state of New Mexico, the Zeta symbol of perfect friendship among the Latin culture. Thank you and welcome everyone this evening. First order of business is to approve the minutes from our last meeting. I'd entertain a motion.
I'll make the motion that we accept the minutes from the last meeting.
Second. I have a motion and a second to approve the meetings. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Okay. New business. We have a public hearing for resolution PC number 2023-2024-10. A resolution providing for a zone change property with no official address. This would change an R1 zone to an RA zone for the purpose of livestock submitted by Tony Lovato. I'll entertain a motion to go into public hearing.
So moved.
Second. I have a motion and a second to go into public hearing. Call the roll, please.
President,
Yes.
Mr. Heflin,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
Mr. Watkins,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
Pena. Yes.
Okay, we are now in public hearing. And Ms. McClellan is going to tell us about this item.
All right, thank you. So as it kind of covers, this first application is to change an R1 to a rural agricultural zone for the purpose of livestock. Caveat on this one is this property is already grandfathered in for cattle. So approved or denied, they can still have cattle on the property. But this would be a permanent change that would allow, if they sold it, that the new owners could also do that. This is not zone spotting, because if you remember our last zone change, that's that green property and this is the yellow property there. So it does abut an RA zone. Let me see. We sent it out 20 certified letters. And then 5 to utilities, so 25 in total. We received 3 inquiries from property owners, all who were for it. We didn't have anyone against it. And no one called to ask any questions about it, so I don't have any information that way. If you have any questions for me, I'd be happy to answer them.
If anyone would like to stand and speak for or against this, you're welcome to stand and be sworn in. You don't need to. No.
This is in the county.
It's within city limits.
It's in the city limits.
It's very close, kind of to the edge.
Is there a reason for the no site address?
Just according to the assessor, it does not have a site address, it just has a legal description. But since there's no home on the property, it just may not have gotten an address yet.
Would you explain again on what it is zone for livestock already?
So it is zone single family residential, which is no livestock. But they've had it on the property since before we introduced the no livestock. So they are grandfathered in for livestock as long as they own that property. But when the property sells, that grandfather goes away because it stays with the owner, not with the land.
Any other questions? Oh.
Speak, I guess.
Pardon?
You want me to think?
Are we okay? We will take some.
So really, we're just trying to make it legal.
No, it's still legal.
I mean, legal, in case you decide to sell.
Yeah, but in case they sell it, this allows it can be sold for cattle or livestock or not at all, they don't want to use it for that.
Yeah.
This is right next to us. What I'd like to know is.
Oh.
You have to state your name and then be sworn in.
Born in Buckeye.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that you will testify truthfully here under penalty of law?
I would like to know, just because we are residents right next to this property, is there going to be a limit to the cattle that they could put on? And if it is going to be livestock, is there a possibility for dairy and stuff like that after they sell it?
So they cannot go commercial, because RA doesn't allow for commercial businesses. And we do have a livestock permit that limits how many head how many head of cattle or livestock per an area. But they do predate that permit. So as of now, no, but if the zone change goes through, then yes, and if it sells, then yes.
What is the limit?
I do not have that in front of me, but they do it based on the size of the property. They allow a certain number of animals per the size of the property.
Okay, I know that this is in city limits. What about the water issues and stuff that we have?
That would be separate. I don't believe, since it's not a commercial, I don't believe it's in the ordinance covers livestock and water in city limits.
Okay, right.
So this zone change would then set the amount of livestock that could be put there? Okay.
We have to go through animal control. And
Like that last property we did. Repair.
I'm sorry.
That last property we did.
No, I would like to speak.
Okay.
State your name, please.
Deborah Dominguez. Tony Lovato is my father.
Please raise your right
Oh,
hand.
sorry.
Okay. Do you swear or affirm that you will testify truthfully here under penalty of law?
I do. Okay, so Tony Lovato is my father. He has pretty much leased that land forever. I mean, probably before I was born. I'm old. Matt knows I'm old. she was addressing the water. There is a well on the property. And there's a domestic well on the property, so. Like she said, I mean, it is already grandfathered in. Anybody that's pretty much drives by there, I mean, they see him, it's right next to almost the Bethel Highway. He literally has 3 or 4 cows at a time. I mean, he never, no pigs, anything like that. It's just he's getting up there in age and he's always had cattle. And so he has that little 10 acres and I mean, he literally has maybe 7 acres of it planted in dryland wheat. And so, I mean, anybody that knows they cannot sustain
Right.
more than 2 or 3 cows and he doesn't even keep them there year round. They go to another property whenever the wheat's gone. So he usually only keeps them maybe, I can't tell you for sure, but off and on, they come back and forth to that property. Sometimes when they have their calves, they go back to his property and they have their calves over there. He feeds them while over there again, where he has his property, there's a well that supplies the water for them as well on his property. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
Just because my niece.
Okay. From what I'm understanding is that to get, because it's grandfathered in, they can go ahead and do it, but my concern is because they were saying for the sale of the property, then it goes on to the person who buys it. So I have no issues with the Lovatos. They're fantastic. It's just if they go and sell it, well, then who is going to bring in the pigs, the goats, the sheep, and overrun that property? Because it's just like Deborah said, they've only had a couple of cows. It's particularly the sale of the property that I'm concerned about, because the grandfather will be overdone if the sale goes through.
Yes, so if the sale goes through, the grandfather doesn't go with new people, they have to follow the permit, and it does take in neighbor input. And it can be taken away if it becomes a nuisance. So the permits are yearly. So let's say they do something that really messes the property up, animal control can pull that permit and they're no longer allowed to have livestock.
Okay, that's what I was concerned about. I don't have nothing wrong with the Lovatos. They've been good
Right.
landowners. It's just if there's the sale of the property.
Right. And then there's lots of city control over that property once the new permit takes effect.
Probably more so now, or more so than we have now.
Correct. So. Anything else? I will entertain a motion to go out of public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to go out of public hearing. Call the roll, please.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Mr. Templin,
Yes.
Mr. Davis,
Yes.
Mr. James,
Yes.
Mr. Watkins,
Yes.
Ms. Kenny.
Yes.
Okay, we're now back in regular session, so I will entertain a motion to approve or deny resolution PC number 2023-2024-10.
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve. Call the roll, please.
Mr. Heffler,
Yes.
Mr. Christensen,
Yes.
Ms. Pena,
Yes.
Mr. Watkins,
Yes.
Mr. James,
Yes.
Mr. Davis.
Yes.
Okay, so that resolution's been approved. It will go to the city council.
Maybe this next one or the one after, it depends on how much room they have. Sometimes overloaded with P and Z a little bit,
Okay, so,
but we'll let you know when it goes to council. Thank you.
okay. All right, our next order of business is a public hearing for resolution PC number 2023-2024-11. A resolution providing for a special use permit at 101 East First Street to allow a car detailing business in a D2 zone submitted by Andrew and Seth Garcia. I'll entertain a motion to go into public hearing.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to go into public hearing. Call the roll, please.
Pena,
Yes.
Mr. Watkins,
Yes.
Mr. Davis,
Yes.
Mr. James,
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Heffler.
Yes.
I guess you guys might recognize this one. This came to originally September 18th of 2023. It was postponed to this meeting due to some questions about the water. So first off, they need a special use permit just because of they're in the D2 zone, which we go to the next page, Chris. I think it's here. The D2 zone says they need a special unit, special license for vehicle services, and vehicle services has auto detailing in it. So that's why they need that. We did talk to the Public Works committee to see if this is something they'd be interested in taking before it came to us. However, since the applicants aren't using any city water, we can only regulate city water. So they didn't have any interest in seeing it. So I brought it back here for you guys to make a decision on. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. And I believe they are here too for any questions.
Does anyone have questions on Ms. McClellan or the business owners?
Did Mr. DeShay give any comment or anything, or is that just what you said is?
Yeah, I did call him, and he just said since they look at when certain businesses that go over a certain amount, that this didn't meet the qualifications to go to public committee. Public Works Committee, he said you could take it, but they wouldn't be able to.
Because they're
limit
not,
any water.
because they're not using any of the water from the city. So that's,
Just when the city has their regulations for the public works committee, it's anything over 100,000 gallons.
that's right.
Questions, comments? I will entertain a motion to go out of public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
Yeah, I have a motion and a second to go out of public hearing. Call the roll, please.
David,
Yes.
Tanya,
Yes.
Mr. Walker,
Yes.
Mr. James,
Yes.
Mr. Heflin,
Yes.
Mr. Christensen,
Yes. Okay, we're back in regular session. I would entertain a motion to approve or deny. Resolution PC number 2023-2024-11.
Make a motion that we approve.
I second.
I have a motion to approve and a second. Call the roll, please.
Mr. James,
Yes.
Mr. Walker,
Yes.
Mr. David,
Yes.
Mr. Christensen,
Yes,
Mr. Heflin,
Yes.
Tanya,
Yes.
so that resolution has been approved. It will also go to the council in the next few weeks. Okay. Okay, our next order is public hearing for resolution PC number 2023-2024-12. A resolution providing for a variance at 604 East Second Street to allow a billboard within city limits submitted by Landmark Outdoor Media. I will entertain a motion to go into public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to go into public hearing. Call the roll, please.
Christensen,
Yes.
Mr. Heflin,
Yes.
Mr. James,
Yes.
Mr. Walker,
Yes.
Mr. David,
Yes.
Mr. Tanya.
Yes.
Ms. McClellan.
Yes, thank you, sir. So this is a location of where this variance is. So as you remember from the last meeting, billboards have to come get variances because they're more than 300 feet away from what they advertised. So this is the plans that were submitted for the proposed billboard. Just for you guys' clarification. This is the property that is right next to Daylight Donuts. It's got the the caboose in front of it and like the little setback white building. This is this property.
It's
Yeah.
for sale.
Yes, I've never done anything with this business, so I'm not sure what's been in there before. We sent this out to 9 property owners and 5 utilities. We only received 1 response back, and it was a protest from a local business owner. I just wrote verbatim what they had said, which is there are already too many distractions in that area. Drivers go too fast around the 2 corners, not a good place to put a large billboard. But I did not have any discussions with them besides the protest letter they sent in, which is those words exactly. If you got any questions for me, I'm happy to answer them. If not, I know we do have some representatives too, so.
There is a city ordinance concerning large billboards.
Yes, so what it is, our ordinance says it cannot be, it has to be within 300 feet of what it is related to, which is 300 feet from what it's advertising to. So billboards have to go through the variance process because they are advertising, not for anything, but not what is directly related to. So that's why we took our last one, which went to council and was approved, so we're coming for this one.
Anyone like to speak for it? You stand and state your name and be sworn in.
Your name, please.
Thomas Palmer.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that you will testify truthfully here at the penalty of law?
Yes, I do. Hello again,
Hello
commissioners.
again.
Hope y'all are doing good. I'm really here just mostly to answer questions that you may have. There was a couple of things that came up for our last request for the variance. One of them was what type of advertising copy would be allowed. Obviously, we're in the advertising business, so we try to keep the limits of what we do to the minimum. But we do have certain standards. Company policy is we don't post anything that's objectionable, pornographic, anything like that. Something that actually just came up because it's a political season. We won't put up any what's the name of what I'm trying to say? Not hit pieces. Yeah, bashing each other. In fact, we had somebody in Roswell that wanted to put one up for actually the counselor that's in my ward. And we said, no, we won't put that up. So anyway, that was one of the things that came up in city council that I wanted to address. So the other thing was that they had to consider about the size. And so we did actually on the one that you guys approved last time, we did reduce the size of that structure. From a 10 by 32, 50-foot tall to a 12 by 24, 42-foot tall. When we originally proposed this one, it was going to be a 10 by 30, 45-foot high. And we've reduced that to a 12 by 24. We still need to be 45 because the building to the north, because how tall it is, we kind of need to be up there a little bit.
You're renting from the owner to put that in?
Correct. So every place there is a billboard, we have either a land lease, we buy an easement, or we own the property that's underneath the dirt. It's underneath our billboards. Currently, we have a land lease in place that may go to an easement. The owner of the property is actually in contact with us about doing an easement rather than a land lease. The difference in the two is a land lease has a certain time period that it's valid for, and that can be, anywhere from, 3 years to 75 years, just all depends on how well I do my job for negotiating the time period. An easement we pay, and that's paid annually in advance. So, let's say, for instance, I have a land lease, we give them, say, $1,000 a year, we pay that in advance, and it goes forever, whatever the term of the land lease is. On an easement, we pay that completely upfront, the whatever we negotiate upfront, and it's good for now until the cows come home. So, and we are aware that the property is for sale.
And that won't have any effect.
No. As long as we have our deal signed, sealed, and delivered before he sells the property, that's all that matters. Traditionally, what happens, so an easement it's also covers anybody who buys the property after that. Same thing with our land leases. Our land leases are written where the land lease goes with the property. And so if you buy the property, you start getting the money from the land lease, unless it's negotiated different between the buyer and seller, which I have seen.
Any other questions, comments? Thank you, sir. I will entertain a motion to go out of public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to go out of public hearing. Call the roll, please. Yes.
Mr. Heflin,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
Kenya,
Yes.
Mr. Davis,
Yes.
Mr. Watkins,
Yes.
And we're back in regular session. So I would entertain a motion to approve or deny resolution PC number 2023-2024-12 for variance.
Wouldn't make a motion to deny the variance, dude, it's a distraction. I agree with the people that said that. If it was out of town, maybe, but we've got enough signs in town and it's, especially in that area, it's, to me, it's just not right.
Motion.
I'll second
it. I have a motion and a second to deny the resolution. Call the roll, please.
Kenya,
Yes.
Davis,
Is a yes to deny
to
it?
deny.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mr. Christensen,
Yes.
Mr. Heflin,
Yes.
Mr. James,
Yes.
Watkins,
Yes.
Will not move on. Like you said. You have to ask.
That's right. If you don't ask, the answer is always no.
Thank you for your time. Okay, our next order of business is a public hearing for resolution PC number 2023-2024-13. A resolution providing for a variance at 1416 North Abilene Place to allow trailer sales and trailer storage in R1 zone. Submitted by Jamie Mendoza. Ms. McLeod.
We have to go to public hearing.
Pardon?
I think we have to go to public hearing.
Oh, I'll entertain a motion to go to public hearing, sorry.
Motion, we go to public hearing?
Second.
I have a motion and a second, call the roll, please. Yes.
Mr. Heflin,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
Mr. Watkins,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
Mr. Kenya.
Yes.
All right, thank you. So, this is, it says an application for variance allowing trailer sales or trailer storage on this property. The property in question is highlighted right there. You go to the next page. This is something that the applicants turned in that kind of shows where their plans are gonna be. They're here, so I'll let them speak on behalf of the business itself. So I don't misquote anything. You go to the next one. This is what a home occupation allows in R1s. That's where you can have businesses at home that aren't in commercial zone. So our recommendation would be, or P&Z's recommendation is we still enforce these except for the ones that don't allow that this variance would cover. So example, we would recommend they still do no person outside the immediate family shall be employed. But then things like no stock and trade shall be displayed on the premises. Obviously, this variance would cover that part. Only one occupation shall be permitted on the premises at any one time. And then we wouldn't enforce all activities shall be conducted entirely within the dwelling. And then, of course, we would do only one unlighted sign having a maximum of 2 square feet and identifying the occupant and home occupation shall be permitted. So this still keeps it where it can't be turned into a commercial building, but it still can also qualify as a home occupation. So that's our recommendation. We sent out 13 letters, including the utility letters. We received 2 property owners who are for it. Let me go to the next one. Next one. Oh, perfect. And then we didn't receive any against it. So if you have any questions, I'll answer them. If not, if you guys would like to explain the business a little bit better, I'll hand it over.
Like you have to speak for you. State your name and then get sworn in.
Please state your name, please.
My name is Jaime Mendoza.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that you will testify to the truth here at the penalty of law?
I do.
Thank you.
So, yeah, my name's Jaime Mendoza. My wife's Daniela. So her dad, J.R. Gomez, I don't know if anybody knows of Impressive Auto Rebuilders in town. He was up on the curve there for a while. Now he's got his auto dealer license out south of town. So my wife and I, we've just wanted to do kind of our own thing for a little bit now, kind of break similar type of work, but a lot smaller. We usually, we're not going to try to have a lot of trailers for sale at any one time. But basically just get our own license to be able to sell on our own property, trailer sales, utility trailers, enclosed trailers, things like that. But definitely not on the scale that JR does it out south of town on some large piece of land, but
Right.
just small time.
And what kind of trailers?
Cargo trailers, utility trailers, flatbed trailers,
Okay.
even RVs occasionally.
And I assume that's a fairly large lot. I didn't see any.
It's about a third of an acre. So right now we have the buildings off to the side and then one side's empty. But like I said, volume wise, we're not interested in having a large volume of trailers at all.
Right.
It can easily fit about 4 or 5 trailers if you stack them properly, even up to 40 foot. It's fairly large on that one side because there's nothing there on that one side, but
Oh,
Yeah, look pretty big on, I just pulled it up on Google Maps, so I get an idea of the lot size.
yeah, the one that she had there, it's an older, one of the trailers that's there. If you'll notice to the north, actually, that used to be a double wide mobile home. None of that's there anymore. And we've cleared out fencing and we've really tried to clean up the property really well from the state it was in before. Just to make it look real presentable. Even if we didn't get this, we're gonna try to really make it a really pretty spot because it's such a nice neighborhood. Take care of it.
right, right. Questions, comments?
If we change it to commercial, does it stay with that property? Or does it go back to residential after it's?
This will just be variance, so it'll stay as a single family residential.
Thank you. Thank you. There's no other questions. I'll entertain a motion to go out of public hearing.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Have a motion. And a second to go out of public hearing. Call the roll, please. Yes.
Yes.
Jane,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
Kenya.
Yes.
Mr. Watkins.
Yes.
Okay, we're back in regular session, so I'll entertain a motion to approve or deny resolution PC number 2023-2024-13 for a variance.
I'll make a motion that we approve it.
Second.
I have a motion to approve in a second. Call the roll, please.
Mr. Watkins,
Yes.
Mr. Kenya,
Yes.
Mr. Davis,
Yes.
Mr. Christensen,
Yes.
Mr. Hepburn,
Yes.
Mr. James.
Yes.
Okay, so that was approved.
Okay.
It'll go to the council. So, any other business?
Staff does. So this is P&Z's newest P&Z administrator. This is Ms. Lovely. She'll be helping me a lot with P&Z since the community service department keeps growing. I wanted someone that was designated just for P&Z to make sure got the attention they needed. So she's here, very helpful, picking it up very quickly. If you guys have any questions, she's a great person to reach out to. And of course, I'll still be heavily involved, so. And she has a permanent office at City Hall. And she has a permanent office at City Hall. We did want P&Z to be more accessible to the public.
Oh,
Go in, get one-stop shop and leave. So Ms. Laura will be at City Hall full time.
Kelly, will you still be going back and forth?
Yes. I'll still be heavily involved in all my departments, is just make sure people's phone calls get returned very timely, building permits get done very timely. Really good to improve the customer experience between boards and keep right out.
Very good. Anything else? Entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. All those approved?
I
We are adjourned. Thank